let's dive and explore. Are you the mask, or is there something more? The face in the mirror, the truth or disguise. Let's peel back the layers, see where it lies.
Who are you really? Are you beauty or desire? A spark of love or just a fleeting fire? Are you the warmth that can heal a soul, or the burning flame that consumes control? Are you the gaze that lifts or betrays, a shallow attraction or a radiant blaze? Tell me the truth, when the passion's through, who are you really? What defines you?
Who are you really behind the eyes? Are you the surface, or do you rise? To truth, to love, to compassion's flame? Or are you just playing a masquerade game?
Who are you really? Are you thunder or peace? Do you lash out loud or let the storm cease? Are you the fist clenched tight with disdain, or the calm master releasing the pain? Do you build with your words or tear them apart? Is anger your mask, or the ache in your heart when the rage subsides and silence falls? Who are you really when the anger
Who
calls?
are you really behind the eyes? Are you the surface, or do you rise? To truth, to love, to compassion's flame? Or are you just playing a masquerade game?
Who are you really? Are you wealth or need? Do you count your worth, or let your soul bleed? Is your treasure the gold that glints and blinds, or the love and peace that enrich your mind? Are you chasing more, or forgetting why, or giving freely with your heart held high when all fades away and the gains unwind? Who are you really? In the end you'll find. Who are you really? Are you pride's tall wall, standing strong or afraid to fall? Do you hold on to things that you know won't stay, clutching at shadows that slip away? Are you tied to the world, or free to soar, letting go of the chains, craving no more when you strip it all back and the ego dies? Who are you really? No more disguise.
Who are you really behind the eyes? Are you the surface, or do you rise? To truth, to love, to compassion's flame? Or are you just playing a masquerade game?
Who are you really? Are your truths untold? A light in the dark worth more than gold? Are you the love that forgives and heals, the compassion that knows how another feels? Are you the calm, content with less, the humble soul who reflects true blessedness when the masks are gone and the mirrors are clear? Who are you really, my friend? Draw near.
Who are you really? I ask once more. A soul divine, or a mask you wore? In truth and love, you'll find your place. In compassion's light and humility's grace. Who are you really? I ask once more. A soul divine, or a mask you wore? In truth and love, you'll find your place. In compassion's light and humility's grace.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We are back again, and we have video, really good video actually, surprisingly, if I do say so myself. Welcome back. I am the dust at the feet of God's servants. Only God is special, and I am going to need to get used to looking at a camera again. It's been a while since I've had an actual proper camera. So welcome back, everyone. Hope you are well. Hope you are well. Geisha, I see you in the chat already. Welcome back. Yes, long time no see. Quite literally, I guess, for some of you guys. You haven't seen me in a little while. Hope it wasn't too long, but, you know, life happens. As you guys know, you guys kind of disappear and come back whenever you guys are able to. So life happens to everyone. But peace to you all as well, Geisha. Well, peace to you and anyone else watching. Anyone. Now or in the future. But welcome back. We are back with another stream. And I am trying this whole StreamYard way of doing things. Oh, which reminds me, I can now do this. Booyah. Peace to you all. Peace to you all from Geisha. So yeah, awesome. I'm gonna try and use this for a couple of streams, see how this goes. I've seen other people doing really good stuff with it. I think it can be used in really good ways. So I'm going to just stream on this for a little bit, see how it goes. Obviously, OBS, for those who in the know, the other application I used in order to stream was a bit more finicky. Required a bit more. What's the word? A delicate hand, because you change some settings and everything starts skewing up. Sometimes you come back after days, you're going to go stream and the settings have changed, and then you start messing. It's just hence why a lot of technical issues in the previous streams. So I'm thinking this might be a better way going forward if I could just click on, click off, and the settings are saved. I just need to log on, boom. You know how it is. You know how it is. Anyways, which is quite relevant to the topic of the stream. It's never give up. Never give up. Streaming, I've been doing it for a little while now, probably about almost a year, actually, surprisingly. I've been doing streams for about a year now. But I'm still learning things and I'm finding new ways of doing things. Things that I was a bit reluctant to do because I didn't want to give StreamYard access to my account. And, you're always a bit like, especially when too many things have your account details. But I thought I'd give it a go. And I think it's working well. Tell me what you guys think. If you're enjoying this whole new actually seeing me properly, and I'm guessing the quality is probably a little bit better as well, where you're not just seeing a screenshot of the StreamYard screen, you can actually see the direct. Anyways, I'm talking too much technical stuff. I'm just so excited about my whole new setup, my new old thingy setup. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Anyways, today we are talking about never giving up, finding inner strength, growth. It's an open conversation for all, so I shall do it on this computer. I'll drop you guys a link for the StreamYard if you want to come up. Just so you know, the topic, like I said, is never giving up hope. If you want to share a story or anything of a situation you went through where you found it tough and you found hope and you didn't give up and you saw it through to the end and had a good story from it. I want a good story. I want a good story. Something that will help other people to reflect to think, okay, yeah, cool. I'm going to give you a few examples. I'm going to give you some stories of my own. I'm going to give you some stories from other people. Things that have inspired me. Things that inspired myself, funnily enough. And obviously, all of it is thanks to God, because God gave me the eyes to see and the ears to listen and understand all this stuff all these stories, all these lessons that I came across in life. He gave me the ability to learn from them. So, it's all thanks to the big boss, the big man upstairs. But we'll be just talking about all these other different things that I related to. And you could probably have similar stories in your life that you might have that you related to in times of struggle and stuff. So that's what I want you to share. If you want to come up and have a little chat, please do feel free and welcome to. Conversation is open to everybody, but like always, I'm happy to talk to myself. All right. So, sorry, I'm just getting myself a little bit comfortable. And I've got my old little whiteboard as well, in case I want to draw some things as I'm explaining. I've gone all out for you guys. I've gone all out. I've got a camera, I've got a marker pen, I've got a whiteboard, I've got stories. Oh, I am spoiling you guys today. Or maybe it's about time I kind of just had a nice chill session for a while. It's been a while since I've done a nice stream. Normally, I think recently I've just been doing 30 minutes, half an hour. 30 minutes is half an hour. Half an hour, 40-minute streams, just quick and sweet, to the point. But this stream, I want to take my time, enjoy myself a little bit, have a bit of fun. And then, maybe we'll even talk about next step forward. Maybe we'll talk about it. We'll see. We'll see what you guys are like in the chat. If there's anyone in chat. It looks dead at the moment, in case you was here, but God, now I guess other people are streaming at the moment, or just something else to do in life, which is all good. Which is all good. This is the beauty of this streaming situation. It's all recorded. It's all recorded. You can watch it back whenever you feel like it. So, yes, today's story. There was a particular story that I was actually just thinking about myself today. I was just reminiscing, as it were. And I was thinking about a few years back, well, more than a few years back now, quite a few. I actually figured out the date today as well. This is one of the reasons I'm going to tell this story. I'll lead it. You'll get where I'm going with this. So I was just thinking about a few years back when I went up to Mount Snowdon and I climbed it. And as I was just thinking about the story, I was reminiscing. I was having a good time. I was thinking about all the different angles of the story. That I was like, oh yeah, that was a tough time in life, and that was a cool thing I can look back on, and I enjoyed it, and I had to overcome a lot of different things. So I thought it would be a good story to talk about. And then as I was in the middle of cleaning up and doing my thing, I find a really old jacket that I'm about to throw away into the trash, like I'm going to go recycle it. I'm going through the pockets and I find an old receipt, and I'm like, it's like Burger King or something, or McDonald's. It's over there. It's some kind of fast food place. There's a petrol station. And I was like, I wonder if I could figure out when I bought this. Like, if I can remember the memory of this particular meal. And as I was sitting there looking at and analyzing the details, I looked at the date first. Obviously, I was like, okay, when was this? Was this a couple of weeks ago? Was this like years ago, 10 years ago? Like, what's going on? So I look at the date first, and I'm like, oh, 2017. That wasn't too long ago. So that tells you it wasn't a couple of years ago I went on this climb. It was 3 + 4, 7 years ago. 7 years ago I went on this climb. So I'm looking at this receipt and I'm like, okay, cool. This is from 2017. I'm like, where was I in 2017? I'm trying to figure it out and I can't remember for the life of me. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll never. This is one of those mysteries I'll never figure out. Maybe I'll just forget about it and throw it away. It's an old receipt. Like, I'm going off into my imagination and just trying to reminisce. Like, it's not that important to life. But as I'm about to throw it away, I'm like, no, let me have one more look. I don't want to give up just yet. So I look at the receipt again, and as I'm looking at it, scanning it, I find this thing that says Bangor, Bangor, and I'm like, Bangor. That sounds like a place I've been before. Maybe it's the location of the store. So Google Bangor, wouldn't you know it? It's like half an hour's drive away from Mount Snowdon. So there was me reminiscing about Mount Snowdon. A couple of hours later, in the middle of my clearing up and doing my thing, I find an old receipt, and that receipt is from that trip. And I was just like, cool. Yeah, I think because I was planning on doing a stream today anyway. I've been thinking about it since morning. I was planning on doing a stream. I was like, I don't know what to talk about. But I really want to do one. I miss talking to you guys. And also I wanted to say thank you to someone in particular, someone in particular, someone special, which I'll do in a second. But yeah, it was just the odds, and I was just like, do you know what? This is what I'm going to talk about today. It was on my mind. I was thinking about it. I was having good thoughts about it, and yeah, I thought it would be a good story to share. So we're going to talk about my trip to Mount Snowdon. I think I may have touched upon this story previously. I think I may have hinted at certain parts. I might have skipped loads of details trying to just give the gist of the story. But today we're going to dive a little bit deeper. We're just going to enjoy the stream, and I'm just going to tell you my story. And I'm going to tell you a couple of other stories. I might tell you the other story first, and then I will go on with my story. And yeah, chill stream, story time with D at Demand on a Sunday night. I couldn't ask for more. I hope you guys enjoy it. So anyways, let's start off with the first thanks. The thanks I wanted to give. Okay, I've noticed I've been going through some of my stats and stuff. I don't normally like to focus on stats too much. I've told you guys before, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. But I have to say, looking at the stats, I've noticed a weird trend. Um, Typically, I only get one like on most of my videos. And whoever you one person is, whoever you are, thank you. I appreciate you. You know, I don't do it for the likes. I don't do any of these things for the likes, but it's nice to get feedback. And when I see that odd like here and there, I'm like, okay, cool. Someone appreciates this. And I'll still keep putting out what I'm putting out. You know me, I don't quit. I don't care what people tell me to do. I do what I want. It's just the way I am, you know. But I do appreciate that when people do drop a like, I do appreciate it because I'm like, okay, cool. It mattered to them enough that they dropped a like. So, whoever you are, that one person, I appreciate you dropping likes on all my videos. I Most of the videos. I'm not going to expect you to go back and like every single video. Don't worry, only like the videos you like. But I appreciate you do liking the videos that you like. So thank you to that one very, very awesome supporter and all the other supporters out there too. Don't get me wrong, I like you ninja watchers too. You ninja watchers keep my numbers up, I guess, and you keep my watch time hours high. So I appreciate you ninja watchers too. But you know, like I said, it's nice to have a bit of interaction, to know someone is getting some kind of benefit out of this. Not that I need to know that, but it's nice, you know. You know, it's what? How can I say it? So when I first started making my videos, I got a lot of hate from the Muslims. A lot of hate. But a lot of my videos were based on a lot of the Muslim content because of the general nature of Speaker's Corner. But yeah, ended up attracting a lot of negative comments. Yeah, which is great. I don't mind them. I'm not affected by them negatively, but I like to see people get affected by my videos positively too. Maybe it's a bit selfish. Maybe it's a bit narcissistic. Is it narcissistic? Maybe. No, no, no. Nah, nah. Definitely not narcissistic because I don't do it for any kind of selfish gain. I do it purely for the sake of having feedback. Having feedback. You know, like I say to you guys all the time. Leave me a comment if you don't like the video. Tell me what you could think could be better. Don't tell me to start hating Muslims more and start doing this more. No, I ain't gonna follow your script. But if you got some good suggestions and you want to see something quite unique, if you want to see me talking about birds, I like birds. Maybe you want to see me talking about birds. If you want to see me talking whatever, drop in the comments. You know, I don't mind stuff like that. Or if you just want to see me do something different, if you want to say stop with the desktop streams, we've done enough of them, get out, please go and say something like that, something constructive. You know, not so much of a hey mate, like what you do, but you know, maybe change your angle and do this instead. No, I'm not telling you how to live your life. Don't tell me how to live mine. I like suggestions. Suggestions are good, but don't tell me what to do. Not that anyone's telling me what to do, but you know what I mean. In case anyone got any ideas. Anywho, I have blabbered for a little while, so let's get back onto the topic of the stories. So the first story of Never Giving Up. This story comes from a movie I watched. It's called Maiden Voyage, and I've mentioned this movie previously in other streams as well. I'm pretty sure way back. If you're OG, you know it, or if you've actually watched all the content. But it was a story from back in the day. I mentioned it was called Maiden Voyage. It was about I think she was a 13-year-old girl, Lauren Decker. She was from Netherlands. Her dad was a boat builder, I believe, and fell in love with mum. They were sailing around on a boat. Then they ended up having a kid. They ended up mooring the boat. Well, they traveled with the kids for a bit, but then they decided time to give up the boat life and do a house thing. And their kid obviously fell in love with boats. So she wanted to sail around the world, but she wanted to do it solo. the Netherlands government did everything they could to try and stop this from happening. They tried their best for years with all these legal actions and all this stuff. And she was like, nope, it's my dream. It's what I want to do. I do what I want. And she didn't give up. She didn't give up. And I think she was 15 when she won and she was able to do it. And she then sailed the world by herself. Again, all of that struggle for 2.5 years or something before she actually went on the trip was like the prelude, but it was still part of the journey, you know. And then the journey started, the boat journey started when she went on the boat trip, and that was its own set of troubles and set of challenges. And it's like that's what where you got to see life isn't constantly just get to the end. No, there is no end. That once you complete a certain level of life or a certain chapter in your life, it's time to move on to the next chapter. It's not end of the book, you know. So with her, she had that spirit, that determination to beat the system, do what she wanted to do, and then she went ahead and did that as well. And I'm pretty sure she might be famous. She may have written books and stuff at this point. I didn't follow again much after the documentary I watched, but it would be interesting to Google her. Maybe I'll do a separate stream on her, separate, like as a good role model. As a good role model, you know, especially in this day and age where people are too scared to do anything. They're always worried about the worst possible case scenario or whatever. It's like, no, life is meant to be about adventure. Yes, be aware, make smart choices, but don't let fear stop you. Don't let it buckle you. Don't let it control you. You know, at that point, you need to grab fear by the head and give it a nice little knee to the head, knock it out, because it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. Like I said, as long as you're using discernment, that's when you could do that. Obviously, if you're not using discernment, fear is a good way to know when you're pushing boundaries and you could get hurt. But if you're using discernment, then you're good. So yeah, she did this. Then she did the whole sailing around the world, which was mad. I think it took her about 1.5 years, I believe, or maybe slightly 13 months, 14 months. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. This was like many years ago. I did watch it like 2-3 times because it was so good. It was such an awe-inspiring documentary. Honestly, highly recommend it to anyone. If you guys have got like these streaming platforms, go check out Maiden Voyage. Maiden, like Maiden, like a female. Maiden Voyage. It's a play on words. So I think it's a play on words. I think maiden can both mean like no, maiden, not just me. So you know what I mean. Maiden, female, voyage. Watch it. It's a great documentary. So yeah, she did this amazing thing, and she was a huge inspiration for me. I'm not gonna lie. I did look at her story, and I did look at her with awe, because I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I did the typical thing. I was like, she's a girl. She's a badass. That's a badass girl. Like, you know that these girls are like, oh, I'm gonna go on a girls' trip. I'm gonna go party. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna do that, and they go, oh, I'm a bad girl. No, you're not a badass. You're not a badass. You're getting drunk somewhere. You're acting stupid, and you're coming back with less memories than when you went. You didn't do anything of value. You didn't learn anything new about yourself, and you've wasted money. Then you've come back. You know that compared to this girl who's for the government and then went out sailing. Oh my god! Honestly, Lauren Decker, absolute legend. I was so awe-inspired by her. So I highly recommend that, and watch documentaries where people actually pursue dreams and push the boundaries in ways that actually develop their character. Not, like I said, not in just, oh, I'm gonna go find myself and get drunk at a beach for the next 3 weeks. None of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll get back to that in a second. I see Proper Geezer's just dropped a message as well, so I'm just going to read that quickly. Proper Geezer says all of that, and we still still have to put up with Greta and the nonsense. Propaganda says the same spelling for maiden carries the same meaning. It includes a young girl and something for the first time. Ah, perfect. Cool. You knew exactly what I was thinking there. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, wait. But then I thought maiden, like as in maiden voyage, just meant maiden just because it's like in that sense. I'm trying to say it without being crude, but basically the whole virginity thing. It's like, oh, this is the boat's maiden voyage. It's like, oh, it's its first voyage on water. It's popping its cherry, as it were. So I'm guessing that's where the relevance comes from. But I didn't want to link it up because, like I said, it's not needed. But yeah, I'm glad you got where I was coming from. But good to see you here, Prop Geezer. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you, buddy. Anyways, where was I? Lauren Decker. Absolute fantastic woman. Honestly. And that story, like I said, it gave me a lot of courage, a lot of determination, a lot of hope, because it just shows that what pursuing your dreams can achieve. If you actually really, 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 really pursue your dreams, if you have full faith in them, if you trust yourself, if you trust the journey, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anyways, so yeah, that was my first related story in regards to never giving up hope, finding that inner strength. Laura Decker was lucky she had a parents in regards to fighting the government and stuff. But when it comes down to it, she did that solo boat sail around the world by herself. And there was a point where I think when she went down to Australia, she got caught in some really, really bad winds, really bad storm. And I think her sail broke and her sheets were tattered, sails were tattered and stuff. And her dad had to fly down from Netherlands to like Australia, and he helped her fix the boat. They spent like 2-3 weeks there, but that was part of the adventure again. It was like, oh yeah, something bad happened, but something good came out of it. She got to spend some time with her dad, did some things around it, and then she carried on sailing around the world by herself. So, and then obviously her struggles didn't just stop there. That was just one part. And then there's the next part, but that's the whole point in life. Like I said, it's just you have a challenge, you overcome it. Then you get another challenge, you overcome it. You want to have something you're overcoming constantly. Otherwise, you don't feel like you're moving forward. You want to be able to move forward in life, to grow. It's all about the growing. Propaganda says, never thought of that and not sure I should Google it. Yeah, I wasn't sure how I would Google it. I was like, do you know what? It could be, it can't be, but it doesn't bother me if it is or it isn't. Like, it's just a fun little idea I have in my head. It doesn't mean anything. Cool. So yeah, now we're gonna go into my story. So this story is about, like I said, in regards to me going Mount Snowdon and climbing the mountain. So this happened in 2017. So this, if I'm remembering the dates correctly, was just started my job flying around the world, and I was enjoying it so much. I was just having so much fun, and it came close to November, and in November, the way the company worked was basically you have to book your holidays or they allocate the holidays for you. And I didn't know this because I was too busy having fun. I was traveling the world. I was looking at all these different places I wanted to see and all these other things I wanted to do. So I was able to forget, to book my holidays. So wouldn't you know it, comes November and they've blocked me 2 weeks off, and I've gone, oh great, 2 weeks off in the middle of November. It's cold. I've not got any plans. I've not really booked anywhere to go. I was wondering, should I do a quick trip to Europe, maybe walk around some cities? maybe go to Rome or Italy, or one of these places. It was around November, so I was thinking Christmas markets would be cool around. I know from my job experience with British Airways that with my cabin crew, that the Christmas markets in Europe are fantastic. Great vibe, great music, great people. Even just going to a pub afterwards and just chilling out, chatting to some of the locals and stuff, and then heading back to a hotel. It's great fun, really good people around there. In my experience. So I was thinking doing that. But then I thought, no, I don't want to be doing that because I'm going to be doing that on most of my work days anyway. When I'm off at work and I'm spending a night in Helsinki, guess what I'm doing? So I was like, no, I don't want to do that because, I could do that anytime, especially right now. Let me do something different. And that's when I decided, you know what? I'm going to go climb Mount Snowdon. So I was like, all right, cool. Mount Snowdon. I like it. Sounds like a challenge. I've always wanted to climb a mountain, and it's a local one. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Famous last words. Uh, oh, sorry, stream looks like it's buffering a little bit. I hope it's all good on your guys' side. Hope audio's all sweet as well. I'm not seeing any errors or anything. Oh, hopefully it'll sort itself out. Maybe it's still coming through okay. If you guys could give me a 1 in chat if stream's coming okay, or give me a 2 if it's dodge. 1 okay, 2 for dodge, please. Okay, getting no response. I guess there's nobody in chat. I'll read some of the chat in the meantime. Propagator says, by the way, you are correct about the meaning of maiden. Okay, cool. Logic for the win, I guess. Or was it a logic or just deduction? Deduction for the win. Jfu says 1. Thank you very much, Jfu. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. I'll carry on with the story in just a second. Geisha says, noise ever. Oh, I think Geisha saying nice to hello to everyone. Geisha says anticipated for the story reminder again. Oh, I don't know what that means. Propagiza says the documentary is called Maiden Trip. Sorry, there we go. Maiden Trip. Thank you, Propagiza. You can always trust Propagiza to come in with the actual facts. Thank you. I'm here for the fluff. Propagiza's here for the facts. Probably says all good. Oh, thank you. Dropping me once. Awesome. Thank you very much, everyone. So, yeah, I was like, cool. I've decided I'm gonna go climb a mountain. It'll be fun. It's something I've never done before, and it'll be a fun day out. Maybe it'll be a cool road trip. So I was like, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call some of my friends up. I'm gonna see who wants to go climb a mountain. See who's got a weekend off in the next couple of weeks. Who wants to go up and climb a mountain? And I must have messaged about 5 or 6 different people. 5 or 6, maybe slightly more, slightly less, in different friend groups. And I was like, yo, what you up to? You want to go climb a mountain? And the typical response I got was, hey, bro, no, but we're meeting up for drinks if you want to come over and get drunk. I'm not laughing at them because trust me, that's why they're my friends. I used to love doing that. I did do that at a point in my life. You used to hang out with your friends, you'd have a laugh, you'd have a few drinks, you chill. There's nothing wrong with that. But I was like ready for an adventure, and I was like proper excited to go climb a mountain. And the alternative I was being offered was to sit in a room, maybe watch something, having a few drinks and a laugh. Once again, don't get me wrong, sounds great, but I was like, we could climb a mountain. If you want to drink, you could bring a few drinks. If you want to have a little smoke on the climb up, you could have a little smoke on the climb up. We'll be there. We'll be the lads. We'll have a laugh. You know, it'll be something tough. We'll overcome it together. You know, we'll have some fun. Zero takers. Zero takers. And I was like, cool. Not surprised. Not surprised. Typically in my life, I've always been the oddball out. Like, I've always wanted to do things that other people weren't, you know, up for. It wasn't their first choice to do a mountain climb, you know. They'd want to do something more chill or fun or whatever. For me, climbing a mountain sounded like fun. It's a challenge. So I was like, yo, let's do this. I've done all the other stuff with them. I've gone ice skating. I've gone to a restaurant. I've done the drinking. I've done it all. So I'm not knocking on it. I'm not knocking on anything no one else was doing. It's just I wanted to do something different. So I was like, do you know what? Screw this. I'm going to do what I want. So I booked a hostel for the night. And I was like, do you know what? I'm not going to even wait the 2 to 3 weeks and try and see if anyone else is available. I'll just end up wasting so much of my holiday and time and stuff that I'll never do anything. And then I'll end up going, oh, there's no point doing anything. And then just the last few days not do anything. And I was like, I am not doing that with my days off. I am going to make something good out of them, you know, because they're a nice surprise. Like I said, I was happy working. I was in my work phase. I wasn't thinking about holidays. It was a nice little surprise. It's like, okay, here, a nice little treat. You've worked. You weren't even thinking about holidays, and now you got some time off and you can go explore and adventure. So I booked a hostel for the next night. Got my bag packed and headed out early next morning. It took me a while to drive. I think it was about a 3-hour drive or a 4-hour drive. So I think, yeah, getting there. I think I must have left a little bit later than planned. It wasn't really early because I was planning on spending the night in the hostel and then waking up the next morning and climbing, because I wanted to climb up early in the morning. I wanted to do it nice, fresh. I didn't want too many people around. I was like, do you know what? I just wanted to be peaceful. I want to nice climb up the mountain. I wanted to be challenging. And hopefully, if I do it early enough and if I do it quick enough, maybe I could see the sunrise from the top. You know, a little bit of dusk along the way up, but the actual proper sunrise, I thought would be pretty awesome to see from the top. So that was the plan. That was the plan. I was like, sounds brilliant in my head. Sounds like an adventure. Let's do this. So next day I went down, got there for I think I left a little bit late, so I got there for about 5-ish. It was getting dark. November, go figure, gets a bit dark a bit early, innit? So by the time it got dark, I realized I was in the middle of nowhere. My hostel was in the middle of nowhere. It was literally, my hostel was here. Well, I knew I pulled this out for a reason. I knew I had it for a reason. So there we go. Oh, my beautiful art. My beautiful art. So the hostel, wait, there we go. Hostel is here. And then literally across the road was a car park for all the people that wanted to climb the mountain. So, and I've drawn 2 paths because there's 2 paths that go from here. You go, whoop, you go that way or that way up the mountain. So yeah, hostel was literally right outside the mountain in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, kitchen was closed, nothing to eat around. I think there was a vending machine or something. I got a packet of crisps, I think, and I was like, cool. Do you know what? It is what it is. It'll have to do. And I think I've got a little bit more to that story. Yeah, I'll finish that bit of the story and then I'll take a pause, read the comments, and then I'll start from the next day onwards. So yeah, while I was there for the night, it was a hostel. And if you know anything about hostels, it's like shared accommodation, if you've ever done it. It's great for when you're on your own and you want to meet new people. Obviously, it's a bit hit and miss the kind of people you might meet. They might be a bit weird, and the locations you go to obviously can change the type of people you meet up with. But I got quite lucky. It was quite quiet. There's a few people in the room, but one of them I made friends with. Really, really nice guy. He was a once again non-local who come down to climb the mountain as well. So he turned up the same night I did. He had the same plan to climb the mountain the next morning and then head home afterwards. So I was like, "Hey," and he was like, "Hey," I'm like, "Hey," and he's like, "Hey." So we made friends, and we decided the next day we'd climb together. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the story there for now. Just read some of the comments because I can see well, just a couple of comments, and then we'll get back to the next part of the story. Propagator says, I looked it up so I could check it out and wanted to share to save anyone else going down that road. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm glad you're gonna go check it out. I really hope to hear your feedback on it. Hopefully it's as inspiring for you as it was for me. If not, maybe it will inspire you or remind you about something else you've seen that's inspiring, and maybe you could share that with us. So that would be pretty awesome. But yeah, let us know what you think about it when you watch it. Propagator says, true, some people never change and we move on. I must have been about something I said a little while ago. I think that was in regards to holidays, where people go on holidays to just waste time and then come back, or just forget what they did there half the time and get drunk and then come back, rather than to grow and change and to learn more about yourself and the world. Cool. Thank you very much for the comments so far, guys. All right, next part of the story. So it's early next day. The birds are tweeting in the trees. No, there was no birds. No birds, no trees. They're in the mountains. And the mountains that we're at, there is no trees. So yeah, no birds, no trees. It was silent. It was kind of eerie. It was because we were in the mountains. We were already kind of like partly the way up. Like we weren't at ground level essentially. We were partly the way up. Not obviously up the mountain, but just part of the hill. We were partly way up the hill. So we were already getting a bit of low-lying fog early in the morning as well, being November, being the middle of the countryside, right next to a mountain, as you could appreciate. And we decided, cool, time to head off. Now, me being a genius, because I am a genius, in case you didn't know, I am a genius, I decided it'd be a fantastic idea, brilliant idea, a marvelous idea to bring my weighted vest. Now, some of you guys might not know what a weighted vest is. So a weighted vest is literally essentially that. It is. Oop, that's a dodgy looking vest. So a weighted vest is literally a vest you wear, which has these little bags attached to it, which are full of sand. So I decided to wear a 20 kg weighted vest to climb the mountain, because I thought climbing the mountain on its own wouldn't be hard enough. You know, I honestly thought, you know what, I've never climbed a mountain before. I don't want it to be too easy. I don't want to climb it and just go, well, okay, that was boring. I wanted to climb it and go, cannot believe we made it. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wear a 20 kg vest. Oh, God. So, step one, I got set up. Grab my 20 kg vest, strapped up, grab my big jacket. I was like, just in case it gets a bit cold. It's November. It's going to be a bit windy up there, maybe. But it should be climbable. Should be okay. And started heading up. And as I showed you earlier, there was two paths. There was A and there was B. Now we decided to go to B first because B looked kind of fun. B had like it had like these massive boulders that were kind of like separated a little bit, and it was just like as it was going up, it was there we go. It was like this. It was boulders. They were separated a little bit and they were big. So you're standing on there. Oh, there's me standing on there, jumping from boulder to boulder to boulder, trying to climb up this mountain. So I was like, yeah, B sounds great. You know, that sounds like so much fun. And once again, don't forget 20 kg vest. 20 kg vest. All I've eaten is a packet of crisps the night before. and I'm like, cool, let's jump from rock to rock to rock up this mountain. Oh god. So me and my new friend, we go up this way. My new friend, obviously, by the way, he thought I was absolutely nuts. He was just like, you're nuts, you're crazy. I don't know why you're doing this extra stuff. It's going to be tough. I was like, yeah, but you know, just in case it's not tough. What's the worst that could happen? So he was like, yeah. I can't remember if he had done Snowden before or not. I honestly can't remember. See, this is the funny thing with me. I'm not a huge remember of full conversations I have with people. I remember the vibes. I remember that I liked him. I liked hanging out with him. I liked just chatting with him. He was chatting to me about different things. But it was good conversation. It wasn't boring. It wasn't forced. Yeah, so I don't remember exactly what we said, but I do know that, you know, it was good vibes. And even though he thought I was a nutter, he was like, he was in good vibes about it. He was like, cool, this is gonna be fun and interesting to see how he handles it. So I liked his enthusiasm in that as well. I was like, I felt lucky. I honestly, and this is something I actually reflecting on it now as well. I think I thought of at the time, but I didn't realize it till now. But this, once again, it's like I said, all those friends that I messaged to say, hey, come, let's do an adventure, let's do this, let's do that, and none of them wanted to do it. I'm so glad I didn't try and force them. I'm so glad I didn't convince anyone, because they wouldn't have that same attitude, the same enthusiasm as this guy had, you know. And because I loved it because it matched mine, and that's what you want, especially when you're doing something tough and challenging. You want someone who's there to push you as much as you push them, you know, that you help push each other, not because you're trying to, because I know there's this thing about people like, oh, competitiveness, you're trying to outdo each other. I never felt like that throughout the whole thing. It was constantly about supporting each other, pushing each other, going, oh yeah, should we take a break now, or do you want to push it another mile or another whatever? And we'll be like, do you know what, let's just try it, let's push it. And it wasn't trying to outcompete each other. It was just honestly like, okay, do you know what, let's push, let's do this. Yeah, we could take a break, but you know what, let's do it in a mile, it'll be sweeter. There's a nice spot over there, it looks quite beautiful. I reckon if we get there, we'll have a nice little break there, we chill out, have a drink or whatever. So yeah, it was good vibes. It wasn't a constant, oh, can we go home, I'm tired. It wasn't none of that. So yeah, looking back on it, I got so lucky. God really hooked me up with that. Like, I was happy to do it on my own, don't get me wrong, but I'm one of these guys that I like to share experiences. I love to share experiences. I don't mind doing them on my own. I have an amazing time doing them on my own. On my own, I have so much more freedom. I can do the stupidness I want to do. I don't have to worry about, oh, if I run off into that bushy bit over there, this person might follow me and trip over or something. You know what I mean? I'd have to be thinking safety of others when I'm thinking about other people around me. But when I'm on my own, I'm just like, yeah, let's go play. I'll be fine. I can look after myself. I'm keeping an eye out. I'm using my discernment. But with him, it was good because we both got to play. We both got to play. We climbed and we had so much fun. And it was really lucky. Or not even lucky, blessed. Blessed by God. Blessed by God. To find him at the hostel the same night, to climb the mountain the same day as me. Anyway, I've diverted the story again, but I'm hoping it's allowing you to understand the different complexities of just a simple story. There's so many. It was just a simple experience I did in my life, and I never realized I would be looking back on it with so many different layers and appreciating in so many different ways. But it's amazing. Simple stories. This is why I say always reflect, because you have to reflect to learn and to overcome. In case you ever stumble across the same obstacles in the future, you want to know how to navigate them. Proper user says regarding people who just want to drink. Yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. Proper user says, how long before you took it off and collected it on the way back? Proper user says, not big on planning. Hey, the man. I plan, but I plan. What do I framework? I plan the general framework, and then I just let it happen. I just go. Let's see where it goes. Let's see where the adventure takes us, because I could have planned it to the T and go, all right, cool. This time I get to here. Because trust me, I am quite militant as well. I've done plans in the past where I've had a checklist. I've done this. I've gone, right, this time I get here. This time I get here. This time I get here. By the time I get here, we do this for this time, this for this time. You do all this, and it kind of takes the fun and the spontaneity out of life. It's great for doing a lot of different unique things and planning different things and getting lots of like events or activities out of the way. It's great for that. But for adventure, you want to let it unfold. You want to be surprised. You want to have some situations come up where you're like, oh, I wasn't planning for a giant boulder to be in our way. Okay, I guess we have to climb over it. You know, these situations, it's like you got to roll with the punches. As you're hearing the story, when you're climbing up, you find out that partly the way up is covered in snow. And you're like, crap, I could slip at any point here and then hurt myself on one of these really sharp rocks, or I can slip and fall down, or I can slip and do this, or list a million different bad things that could potentially happen. You can't plan for everything. All you could do is be in the moment and just go, cool, it is what it is. How am I going to navigate it the best way possible using discernment and looking back on it as a obstacle you overcame? That's the way I see it anyway. I think that's the best way to do anything, to be honest. Is to be open to the adventure of life. You know, don't take the spark out of life. Don't take the spark out. Sometimes you might be taken down a path that you're like, you know what, I don't think this is the right path for me. And then before you know it, you're like, actually, do you know what? I'm kind of glad I took that path. That dodgy looking shortcut turned out to be quite nice if I found something. I'm going to go into a tangent again, obviously, as I do. I'm gonna find a video. No, I'm gonna find a video. I'm gonna find a YouTuber's name. I'm gonna post it in the chat as I tell this story. But basically, is this a YouTuber I just found recently? Absolutely fantastic woman. Once again, a real badass. Real badass, not like these other fake badasses. A real badass where she goes camping on her own, and she does some cool camping things. Like it's so awesome watching her little adventures. And she's got a really good positive attitude, and which is something that you really need, especially when you go camping. So yeah, I like a positive attitude. She's there in the pouring rain, still smiling, laughing, doing what she needs to. Absolutely legend. Absolute legend. So I was watching a video from her, and she was, once again, she had planned this is her YouTube channel, by the way, Wild Bear. Please do check her channel out. Do go give her a subscribe, some support. I think she does absolutely fantastic videos. Great stories, great adventures, good attitude. Honestly, love. So much love for that channel. I only found it yesterday, but fantastic. Anyway, the story is that she goes on this trip that she planned. She was going to do this and do this and do this, but as she was doing the trip, she realized she can't go down this particular way because there's a really sharp, steep edge, and she can't go down that way. She basically ends up getting lost, and then she's walking for ages, and she's just trying to find somewhere to camp. She's worried about the sun going down, and she's like, I still need to find somewhere to camp. I still need to find somewhere flat to camp. And she just goes, oh, do you know what? I'm just going to keep walking up this hill. I'm tired. I've been walking for like 7 kilometers already. But do you know what? This hill looks promising, and there's these beautiful flowers. I think they were lilacs or something. These purpley flowers. There was just a stream of purple flowers that she was just walking on in between. There's just this perfect path laid out for her between these flowers as she was going up this hill. It was stunning. And as she's going up, she's just hoping to find some level ground, because everywhere is just like slanted. Everywhere is slanted, and she can't put a tent somewhere slanted. So she's just trying any little tiny piece of level ground. She's just like, please. And she's just trying to climbing. And when she finds this little bit of tire track where like a mini tractor, like a small tractor's been driving up and down, and it's made it a little bit level. And she's like, oh yes, found it, perfect. Obviously, she explored a little bit more, and literally 5 seconds away from her was an even better place, and she was like, perfect, boom. So this was a place that she wasn't planning to be. It wasn't somewhere where she was planning to be. She found completely by accident. She was completely lost. She was just walking in faith and having hope and trust that something will show up. And she found the best space on top of this hill, overlooking the valley with the hills in the distance. It was stunning. And it gets better. It gets better. While she's filming, she realizes, wait, the sky. Blue, not blue, green and purples start flowing in the sky. Random point that she's gone camping, found a random spot which is perfect view for what she needs to see, the aurora borealis. First, she said she's seen it before in Helsinki or Finland or wherever, but first time in the it was North of Wales, so first time in the United Kingdom or North of Wales. But it was beautiful, and it was just amazing because like she could have just tried to just stay on the kind of roadway and found some other place beneath some trees and just kind of stayed on the level ground and never found anything decent, and she could have, because she didn't want to adventure up. She didn't want to go up the hill because she was like, oh no, there's no hope there. I'm just going to stay here and just find some kind of ditch. She was like, no, I have hope. And she followed her hope, and she found the perfect spot looking at, honestly, when I was watching it, I was stunned. I was amazed. And once again, like I said, such a beautiful journey that she was able to share with us because she's got really good camera equipment, really good at storytelling, and really good vibes. So honestly, please, guys, do check out Wild Bear. You'll only be helping yourself, and do give her a subscribe. Properties says having some provisions when you're climbing a mountain would be a good idea, along with the correct attire. Yes, well, I wasn't planning on mountain climbing. When I thought Mount Snowdon, I thought it was just going to be a path all the way to the top. I actually didn't think it. I thought it was going to be like a really big, hard hike. I didn't think it was going to be scaling a mountain. Obviously, it wasn't literally scaling a mountain, but there was parts that were kind of like sketchy, where you don't have a path. You do have to like literally just hold on to dear life as you're kind of like scooting past some sharp, jagged rocks on the side of this mountain. But yeah, that was cool. Did you even have drinking water? Yes, I did. That I did have. I bottled up before we left from the hostel. That was one thing I was lucky with the hostel, and plus I think I brought some as well because of my camping experience. I always carry extra water for any particular reason, whether it be cleaning, cooking, drinking, whatever. Water's versatile. You always need water. Properties that says Bluebells. Oh, was it Bluebells? Have you seen the video, or did you just watch it? Gospel, welcome back. Says, sorry, late. How are you? I am very good, thanks, Gospel. How are you doing? Don't worry, better late than never. But it's good to see you here. It's just story time with me today. So you can watch back and listen to the stories in your own time whenever you feel like it. Maybe when you're in the garden. Cool. So yeah, as far as I got to the story before I got diverted onto 3 different stories, I think I got into like 3 different stories. Doing good. Glad you are good. Yes, I'm always good. Obviously, life isn't always good, but how we respond to life is how we do. You know, we're not our circumstances. We're never our circumstances. We're never the victims. We are how we respond. So, yeah, me and a friend, one day at a time. Yes, exactly. Me and my friend. So we decided to go up that rocky bit. There's me jumping along on the rocks from big rock boulder to boulder. And we're doing this for about 10-15 minutes, and we're like, yeah, this is a bit tough on the knees. And honestly, it was me saying it more than him. I'm not gonna lie. And I think it was the added weight plus the fact that it's winter, so obviously joints are a bit more rusty, especially early in the morning. And then I was doing impact because I was jumping from boulder to boulder. There was impact with added weight, with cold weather, dodgy knees, and very soon in, my knee was like, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do too much more of this. So I turned to my friend in defeat and I said to him, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Do you mind if we go back to the car? We're not that far in. I'm just going to take the vest off. If we're going to go up this way and we're going to be doing these jumps from boulder to boulder, it's probably best I don't do it with a weighted vest on. And he was like, yeah, no worries. He was actually so cool. He's so cool. Like I said, I loved his vibe because he understood we weren't far off. I wasn't saying let's just not do it. I was just like, I made a mistake. I could admit when I'm wrong, and I'd rather admit I'm wrong now early than an hour and a half in halfway up the mountain. You know, I ain't stubborn. I ain't, you know what I mean? I am stubborn, but in this situation, like I said, using discernment, I was like, yeah, I can see where this is going. Let's go back and leave the vest. And he was chill. So we went back. We dropped the vest off to the car. And we started heading back up. But when we were about to head back up, he said, actually, let's go down this way, path A, instead of the B, where we were going up the boulders. He wanted to check it out. And I was like, yeah, cool, we could do that. This one turned out to be more of a pathway. And I'm not going to lie, as we were going up this really long pathway, which was going on forever, I was kind of like, oh, maybe I should have brought my vest with me after all. But I was glad I didn't. I was like, do you know what? Decision's been made. We left it behind. We're going this way now. Like I said, everything, I always say, everything happens for a reason. And I trust that, you know, God's got a better reason for it that I may not understand at the time. So I was like, cool. I was happy. We were walking. It was, I don't want to say steep. It was moderately steep. It was moderately steep as you're climbing up. Until you finally get to this certain plateau. You go up about 1, 2, I think it's about 2.5 levels. You go up about 2.5 levels. You're walking for felt like hours, but I think it's technically an hour and a half. But you finally reach this plateauish bit where at that point you don't have any more pathway. You now start climbing quite vertically. So this path A turned out to be the minus path. This is like one of the difficult paths, which I was happy for because I like a challenge. But yeah, I was excited. I was like, oh, we've done all this level walking for ages. Finally, we we do some vertical climbing, something where it's a bit like, oh, dangerous. I don't want to just walk up a path. That's why I brought the vest. I was like, I wanted to be a challenge. I don't want to just walk up a path all the way up to the top of a mountain. So I was like, yeah, perfect. Now it's time to get vertical. So there's me and my friend. We're going up vertically. There's these massive steps that they've kind of carved into the side of the mountain, and they kind of created like a path-ish thing out of all the jagged rocks and stuff. And every once in a while, there'll be like a row of rocks in metal cages. You know, like the wiring, like the chicken wire. They usually get a bunch of that and then put rocks inside it, and then they kind of make cubes out of it and stuff, and they put them in different locations. Sometimes they make a little wall, whatnot. So it's kind of a path, but it's not like just a trail. It's not a trail, essentially. Like I was walking up the trail initially, then after the trail ended, then that's the climbing. That's when you're climbing, because most of it's vertical. So we're doing this for ages. We're going up, we're taking breaks, we're supporting each other. And then my knee starts to give out. My knee starts to ache. And I think it was the impacts from earlier. The impacts from earlier created some kind of issue, which obviously wasn't too bad, because once I took the vest off and put it back in the car and then started walking up the path, I didn't even feel it. There was no issue. I was like, cool, the pressure's gone. I'm not doing the high impact stuff anymore. We're good. We're good. Keep going. But then as I was climbing up, as we were getting higher up, I don't know whether it was the altitude again, once again, dodgy knees because of the weather, or if it was purely just the impact of climbing, because you're foot down, lift yourself up, foot down, lift yourself up, and they're kind of big steps as you're climbing up this mountain. So there's a lot of pressure on the knee joint when you're lifting yourself up after taking these massive steps. So I'm doing this, and all of a sudden my knee starts to give way, and I panic, and I stretch it out, and I'm like, okay, let me just keep it stretched out for a bit, take a 5-minute water break, and then we'll crack on. That was it. That was it. My knee was locked. It was locked into place. I could not bend it for the life of me. Any attempt to bend it was like trying to bend a log. You're trying to bend a log. It's rock solid. You can't bend the log. It's rock solid. It was just like that. It was just rock solid. It's so painful. Even as I tried to do it, it was just so painful in the knee. So I was like, okay, do you know what? It's better I just hobble along. So I was like, I'm not stopping. I'm not going to go back down. My friend was like, should we go back? I was like, nope. He's like, do you want to go back? I was like, nope. Because he thought, I kind of got what you were saying. He was like, oh, we could go back. And I was like, no. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We both came here for a reason. We'll climb up together. And he was like, all right, cool. If it's about me, you go back and I'll climb up. And I was like, no, it's not about you. It's about us. We're doing this. We're climbing up. I don't need to go back. I'll keep pushing forward. But if you want to go up ahead, if I'm slowing you down, you push on ahead. I don't want to slow you down. Okay, you do your thing. If it takes me another 6 hours to do this, I'll take another 6 hours to do this. I'll take the whole day if I need to. You know, like I said, we started off early in the morning. I've got the entire day here. I could take as much time as I need, bro. You could push on ahead, do your thing, and head back down. All good. Like, we could leave, go our separate ways from here, you know, because he's got a life to live as well after he climbed the mountain, wherever he was planning on doing. But nope, he was a soldier. He slowed down to my pace, and we pushed and we pushed and we pushed. It got to some really tricky situations. Like I said, there was ice involved. Once again, knees locked into place. So there's me skirting along this ice with these jagged ass rocks, with this massive drop, with this dodgy knee, climbing up this mountain in the middle of winter in November. So as we're getting up, knee still in pain, so much pain. It is burning. Even now, even if I'm not bending it, it's just in constant pain. It's just throbbing. But I'm like, I don't care. I came here for a reason. I came here to climb a mountain, and I am going to climb a mountain. So kept pushing and pushing and pushing. I'm not gonna lie, I had to take a lot of breaks. I had to take a lot of breaks. I pushed through. Like I tried to make. When I say I took a lot of breaks, the breaks were like 30 seconds to a minute. That's the kind of breaks I would take, because I want to give it a second to not be in blinding pain, just to remember the feeling. And then I'd walk a little bit more and push ahead, and I'd set another goal in my head. I'd say, all right, cool. Once I get to that particular spot there, I'll do another 30-second break. And then I stop 30 seconds, forget what it feels like to feel pain, and then again, push forward. But that was it. It was all about just constantly just looking at what was in front of me and setting those mini goals. It was just constantly setting those mini goals and just going, cool. All I need to do is make it up to there and I get 30 seconds. I make it up to there, I get 30 seconds. I make it up to there, I get 30 seconds. And obviously, having my friend there as support as well, like he wasn't rushing me. He wasn't like, bro, come on. He wasn't doing all the kissing of the teeth, no attitude, no nothing. Pure support. And I appreciate that so much. Because like I said, I was trying my best not to hinder him as well. Like I said, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. So I think he appreciated that and I appreciated him. And once again, that support for each other, we helped each other push each other to keep going. Not that he needed as much support, but he probably needed more support to deal with me going, like grimacing in pain as I'm pushing. I think he probably needed to deal with that every 5 seconds. But otherwise, he was a trooper. Honestly, he's solid geezer. But yeah, we pushed, and we pushed. And as we got closer to the top, the weather got worse and worse. Now we were in the clouds completely. Now it was like raining, but not raining. It was like it was raining around us, not on us, if that makes sense. It wasn't raining down on us. It was raining around us. It's just no matter where you were looking, there was just rain coming at you from all directions. It was awesome. And we're just climbing up these steps, and we know, I've never been there before, but we know, we could feel it. We're like, all right, this is close. We must be close. And we just keep going, and we're going, and we finally see a little plinth. There's like a little bit more. We've gotten to the top of the stairs, but then there's a little bit more. And then there's this little bit at the top. And we're like, that must be it. That's it. So we climb up that last bit. Oh my God. I kid you not, my knee was so painful at that point. But I was so excited about being on top, I almost forgot about the pain. It almost vanished for a few seconds, even though I was like in so much pain and every step was like murder for the last 400 steps. All of a sudden I had this new wind in me and I was like pushing and pushing. I was like, yes, 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 yes. Got to the top. And then there was, I think I actually did scream. I think I did scream. I had to. I was just like, yeah, we did it. It was just a pure excitement. I always thought it was a bit cheesy in movies. You know, when you see people do this in movies, you're like, oh yeah, you know, the whole cliche, you get on top of a mountain and scream. Go, yeah, great. But when I did that, I was like, oh, that release, that was, and then like I said, because now we're on this extra top plinth. Now we're at the highest part of the mountain. Now where I said like you had the rain and the wind all coming at you from all directions. Now it's even more. Because you're literally at the precipice at the very top. And it's just all directions. You're being blasted and the wind and your hair is going crazy. Your clothes up. And you're just like, honestly, best feeling ever. Best feeling ever. So then me and my friend, we get out our phones and we're like, yeah, time to take some pictures. You know, we've done it. We got the real achievement. We experienced it. But now it's like, okay, just for the memory's sake, let's grab a picture. We both pull out our phones and both of our phones are dead. both of our phones are dead. So we were like, oh. And by the way, as I mentioned, this was November. So in November, there's not a lot of people climbing the mountain. On the entire 4 hours, I think 5 hours it took us. Maybe it took a little bit longer that because of my dodgy knee. 5.5 hours it took us to climb up. We probably saw about 4 people the entire time, and most of them were coming back. No one was really going up towards it, and yeah, only saw 4 people. So we were there at the top, and we were like 5.5 hours. We've only seen 4 people. What should we do? Should we just start heading down, or? And I don't know who decided. I don't know who came up with the idea, whether it was me or him. I'm going to give him credit because he was a legend and he deserves all credit. He said, let's just sit here and wait a few minutes. He said, let's sit here at the top of the mountain, right next to this plinth that says you are at the top, where the wind is blowing at us in all directions. Let's just sit here for 5 minutes and see what happens. And that's what we did. And as we're sitting there enjoying the weather, laughing like crazy people, chatting about what we just did, in the mist, through the different layers of rain and the wind, we just see this shadowy figure start to emerge. And he's just slowly hopping along. And before you know it, an old man emerged. I say old man, he was older than us. I'd say he'd been about in his 40s or 50s at the time. More late, mid 40s, let's say mid 40s. Mid 40s turns up, hopping along in his shorts. And he's like, "You're right, lads." And we're like, yeah, we're great. We're just sitting there at the top of a mountain. And we explained the situation to him, and he was like, "I've got my camera. Let me take a few pictures." So he took a few pictures for us. This guy, absolute angel. Once again, divine intervention or something. Honestly, this guy was absolute legend. I explained my life story to him. Dodgy knee, pain coming up because I'm a bit of a baby. So I explained how it was a struggle for me coming up, and I was like, hopefully the way back down should be easier because obviously when you're climbing, like I said, you're adding that pressure to the knee as you're pushing down on it to climb up. So I said, going down, I find it easier going down the stairs than climbing up the stairs. So we should be all right going down the mountain. It might be a bit precarious in some of the areas with a dodgy knee, but it will be easier than coming up. So I was actually quite hopeful, even though I'm joking about me complaining. I was saying it in a hopeful way. My angel savior said, listen, the way you came up is a really difficult way. Follow me. I'll take you down this way. I'll lead you the way part way, and then I'll leave you to come at your speed, and I'll head down at my speed. And when you get down to the end, give me a quick call. Oh, no, he didn't say call because we didn't have our phones. He said that I'll come back. I'll come back to this spot at that car park where you're going to end up, and I'll pick you up and I'll take you to your car back around the mountain to the right side where we were parked. It's absolute legend. So he led us all this way. We're going down this nice, slow, steep path. It was a slightly longer walk than we were doing before, but it was all just slow walking. The thing that I was hoping wasn't, but it was nice for the way down. But yeah, so we went all the way down. He picked us up. He took us to his cafe first. Started a nice roaring countryside fire in the fireplace. Absolutely beautiful. Got us some hot chocolates, and we just sat there chatting for ages. Turned out that he also knew lots of cabin crew who used to come down and climb the mountain and then come down to his cafe. We had a chat. Really nice guy. Honestly, once again, I can't tell you what we talked about. I remember the cabin crew coming down because he mentioned it, and I was quite like, oh yeah, cool. I work in cabin crew as well. That's so cool. But I can't remember the exact details of everything else. It was just more general chit chat, good vibes, life talks. You know, it was good stuff. And then afterwards, he took us round to the place where we dropped our cars off, and we said our merry goodbyes. But that was that trip up the mountain and back. And obviously, from there, at that point, I said goodbye to my friend. I said I am absolutely Hank Marving. Like I said to you guys, I only had a packet of crisps the night before, if that. And I was so hungry. My knee was killing me. I had a 3.5 hour drive ahead of me back home. I was like, do you know what? I need McDonald's or whatever fast food place I could find. So I had to drive an hour and a, no, not an hour and a half. I had to drive about 45 minutes away from the direction I needed to go to find some food. Finally got some food in me. And then I drove back the 45 minutes plus the 3.5 hours to then finally get home. But I am not going to lie. And like I said, best adventure ever. Not the best adventure ever. I've had other amazing adventures too, but it's one of the best. And it all started from a holiday I was given that I wasn't expecting, from friends letting me down. Well, I guess they weren't letting me down, they just weren't into it. But it was just about me not allowing other people to stop me from doing what I wanted to do, you know? Exploring life, exploring adventures, meeting new people, doing crazy, stupid things like trying to wear a 20 kg vest up a mountain. You know, I just wanted to have fun, and I did. It was so amazing. So, yeah, this story, I was thinking about it today, and the more I thought about it, and I was like, about the lessons of never giving up, finding that inner strength and the growth. Every different part of the aspect of the story I would think about, I would always go, oh, that's a good lesson. Oh, that's a good lesson. So I thought, instead of just skimming through the story like I have done previously, it'd be nice to just sit down, explain the story, and just, I don't know, I enjoy telling my stories. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to the stories. I hope you learned something out of it. I hope you got some good stories too. Don't forget, I do want to hear some of your stories. Oh wow, chat is, what is going on with chat? All right, let's have a quick look. Propaganda says, I haven't seen the video, but looking through her channel and found it. Ah, awesome. Gospel says, oh, the love story. Oh, you like that one? Thank you, Gospel. Yeah, I haven't been dropping as many songs, but I do try and drop a song here and there. It's just more things that I think I would like to hear, and I think if I would like to hear it, other people might like to hear it. So that's how I do my songs. Hope you are enjoying them. Gospel says, how is your knee now? Yeah, it's good. It's good. Doctors wanted to do surgery on it. I refused. I was like, nope, I trust God. I trust the body. The body can heal itself if we give it a chance and if we help it help itself. And yeah, I'm not going to lie. I don't have any of the issues I had before. And if I had gone for the surgery, I would have been in and out of surgery for years because of the particular issue I had. Other people are in and out of surgery for years. It's never just one surgery. It's like one surgery, okay, and then something else happens. Because the thing is, once you start opening up the knee and you mess around with it, and you don't know what you're doing, you're doctors, and the doctors are just what, like butchers. That's essentially what they are. They're just butchers. Well-trained butchers, if you want to call it that, but they're just butchers. They're just cutting away things and going, okay, well, if we take away this, maybe it'll work better. They can't add anything to it that would actually benefit it naturally. They add metal grafts, which they then have to either replace or remove or whatever. You know what I mean? There's never anything permanent that's just naturally. Anyway, so essentially, I didn't trust the doctors. I trusted God, and yeah, I'm so glad I always trust God. My first resort is trust God, and I'm so glad that's always been my first port of call, because God has saved my ass so many different ways. Honestly, so many different ways, and so many more different ways to come. I guarantee you, in so many more different ways to come. Thanks for asking, though, Gospel. I appreciate it. Gospel says you should share pictures. Oh, phone dead. Yeah, no, I think we did have that one picture that we got of us at the top. I did have it as one of. I think I might have it somewhere. So what I'll do is I will find it and I'll upload it onto my community notes just to prove it. I'll blur his face, but you'll see me there. You'll see us in the rain, hair drenched. It's great. Smiles on our faces. Honestly, it's fantastic. I loved it. Uh, welcome to the channel. I'm sorry I butchered your name, but I don't know how to start with that. I don't know if the M is silent or the P is silent, so I'm just gonna call you Kune, Kunyan, Kunyan. Welcome to the channel. Gospel says wonderful. Really like your songs. Thank you. It's all God's doing. God is, and trust me, it's all AI as well. Like, I'd love to take credit. I am not the one playing the instrument. There's really, really talented people out there who play the instruments, who have made all the artists and all the artistry out there that's been then used to program these AI. These AI situations. So yeah, they've done all the hard work. Really, honestly, it's God you got to thank. He's done all the hard work by getting this all prepped. Gospel says yes, and out of surgery might like castor oil pack or rub. Yeah, I did do what were they, cod liver oils? Someone was like, yeah, cod liver oils good. So I was taking those for a little while, seeing if that helped. Trying to find natural remedies. Natural remedies I find to assist the body in doing what it needs to do. And the body heals. That's what it does. You cut yourself, what does it do? It heals. If you cut yourself and you need to get a stitch every single time, then I'd say, okay, medicine needs to be more like in your face and constantly used all the time. But your body's not like that. Your body heals. God say sorry. Gospel says yes. God saves us so many times. 100%. Gospel says community notes. Awesome for the picture. Yes. I will leave a note on my little whiteboard to make sure I remember post stream. Although I don't think the stream is going to last very much longer. I am going to drop the StreamYard link. Oh, sorry, I just dropped Wild Bear again. Yeah, go subscribe to Wild Bear. She does camping YouTube videos. I'm gonna try. She's inspired me because I want to do camping videos as well, because I love camping. But the thing is, with camping videos, it takes a lot of time and patience. And I'm not gonna lie, I've never been the one to document my life. I don't like like Instagram, Facebook, and all these things, social media. Yes, I had it. Yes, I'd post a few pictures every once in a blue moon, but that was it. I wasn't one of these guys who'd be like, I have to take 50 different pictures, find the perfect one, and then upload that. I didn't say that. Well, I didn't do things like documenting every trip I went on and every experience. I kept it to myself. I enjoyed these things and I enjoyed the moment. I kind of like putting a camera in between you and the moment kind of separates you a little bit. And I like to be in the moment, absorb as much of life as I can. So yeah, that's why I've always been a bit like about filming while camping, but I will try my best. I did try for my Scotland trip. You saw that little video clip of me complaining to you guys about walking so much in the heat with those gnats flying around everywhere. So yeah, I did try. I have tried in the past, but I will try harder. Yeah, she makes it look easy. So, and obviously, once again, if you've got good quality cameras, if you've set them up properly, I guess most of the time the filming kind of takes care of itself, so I don't really need to get involved so much. So yeah, I'm gonna get some money together, invest in some equipment, and then more adventures where maybe I could share a little bit more. Maybe I'll be more sharing because I like to share. I like to deal with things on my own as well. Don't get me wrong. Privacy is important. Privacy is super important. This whole month that I've just AWOL. I don't know why. Come towards the end of October, I was just feeling this vibe. I was like, I need to meditate. I need to refocus. I need to realign. I just had this feeling I needed it, and nothing serious was going on in life. It wasn't like life is falling apart around me. No, there was a few issues here and there, but nothing too complicated in life. Nothing life threatening. And plus, obviously, I always leave it up to God. So when you always kind of like go, all right, God, it's up to you. You know best. You can handle it. I trust you to make the best choice. It kind of gives you a chance to enjoy the story rather than focus too much around the details. So anyway, this whole month I just spent time on my own, just kind of away, focusing, recouping. And I think it's good because it allows me to come back fresher and ready for whatever journey, well, whatever stories lined up in the next part of my journey or the next chapter of my life. I hope this is making sense for you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I need my mountain pick. I still have not put the link for StreamYard. Apologies. I'm getting so distracted telling stories and going off on tangents. It's because I haven't spoken to you guys in so long. That's what it is. I've missed you guys. All right. So let me get this link. So yeah, remember, like I said, link in the chat is if you've got a story you want to share with us where you have a story of life where you didn't give up, a story of someone else where they didn't give up and overcame something hard, and do you think that would help inspire others? Yep, please do feel free to come up and share. Otherwise, I'll probably be ending the stream in the next 5 minutes. I think this stream's gone on for a little while, actually, surprisingly. Oh, an hour and a half. An hour and a half? Is that it? Is that it? I told like 3 stories. And I kept going on tangents. I felt like I was talking for a bit longer, so okay, cool. Maybe I won't end the stream so soon. Maybe. We'll see how I feel. Gospel says you can call me D if it's easier for you. Oh, your name's D. Awesome. Thank you, Gospel. D. I get called D as well. We're both D. DD. Cool. Oh, and you dropped the Wild Bear link as well. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, she's so cool. She's so cool. Badass. Real bad. There's another badass I like as well. What's her name? Laura. I don't know if she's got a real. I know that sounds weird. I don't know if she's got a real last name. It's one of these celebrity names, I think. I think it's Laura Grills or something. She's from the show called Naked and Afraid. If you've ever watched it, awesome show. Naked and Afraid. A girl on there called Laura. Laura Zende? Is that no? I don't know. I can't remember, but she's a badass as well. Gospel says, missed you too, Gospel. Good to see you in chat. Good to see you. Gospel says, yes, D or Didi. Didi. So what does this button do? No, Didi. My favorite Dexter's Lab episode is Omelette du fromage. It is like the best episode ever. Omelette du fromage? I should do that one day. I should do a whole stream where I say nothing but omelette du fromage. I'm going to do that. My next stream is an omelette du fromage tribute stream We'll do that. It'll be a we'll do a long one as well. We'll make it awkward. We'll make it super awkward. We'll do a good 3-hour omelette du fromage stream with guest speakers. Oh god, I love that. I'm gonna have to write that down. If you don't know what omelette du fromage is, please do check that out. Omelette du fromage is French for cheese omelette, but type in omelette du fromage with Dexter's Laboratory. But that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So yeah, we'll do an omelette du fromage one. Alrighty. I don't see anyone backstage, and I've really enjoyed this conversation. I really enjoyed sharing the story with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the stories too. I see quite a few of you guys in the backstage. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll do my little spiel, which I haven't done the entire stream because it's important, but not that important, but it's still important. So if you're new here and you like this kind of content, please feel free to subscribe. If you like the content, give it a like. If you dislike the content, give it a dislike. But only like it if you like it. I don't want no free likes. I want likes where you actually do go, oh, this was good. I like. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. If you've got any stories, please drop them in the comments. If you've got anything you learned, if you think that I can learn anything you want, drop it in the comments. I do read all the comments. I may not always respond, but I do read them and I do love them. Sometimes I try and save the responses for videos, but if I can give a quick response, I'll give a quick response. If it's gonna be a long-winded answer, it's better we do it as a video. But anyways, there's that. Then there's a share button. You could always share these videos with anyone that you think would be interested in watching these streams. And then there's also the bell notification. Hit the bell notification, select all to ensure you get all notifications. Beautiful, beautiful. I've done my little wrap up as well. Gospel says, cool, 3 hour. Gospel says, I thought Skittles on Mars. Skittles on Mars. I'm sorry, I'm so confused. Did I just say something? Sorry, I go through so many different thoughts. Skittles on Mars, Skittles on Mars, Skittles on Mars. I'm sorry, Gospel. Sorry, Dee. What was the Skittles on Mars thing? If you feel like, if you feel like it, and like, subscribe. Oh, it was a confused joke. Okay, that's fine. I do a lot of confused jokes, so it's all good. We're confused together. That's what I like. Awesome. But that's it for tonight. Unless anyone drops up in the next 10 seconds, I'm going to end it here. I did have a video for an idea for a video to end it on. Just because, you know, me being my big kid self, I was like, this is how I'm gonna end today's stream because I want to be fun. So yeah, let me just grab that video. Let me get that lined up. I had that prepared on my laptop, but not on my. There we go. Oh, my computer's being dodgy. Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop it. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Alrighty, and then I need to share screen. I hope this will be worth it, guys. I hope this will be worth the wait for you guys. Share screen. Boom. 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 Perfect. Yep, you can see me. Yeah, I'm liking this new StreamYard thing as well. If you guys are liking this StreamYard version of streaming better than when I do it with the other thing, please let me know in the comments as well. Let me know which one you prefer. But yes, this is the video for the outro. I hope you guys have an amazing evening. I hope you have an amazing new week. Tomorrow is Monday. It's a whole new week. I wonder what you're going to learn. I wonder what you're going to do. I wonder what adventure you're going to go on. Ooh, Exciting times. It's good to see you all. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you all being here. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Thank you all. Miss you all. Let's watch this.
雲の中に入ったすっげえ雲の上に出ちまったぞ
すげえすげえ or すごい means so cool.
見て頂上よ頂上だわヤッホー
2億のいるオールブルーがそこに
完璧なる海図を勇敢なる海の戦士の証を見えたここが世界で一番偉大な海グラントラインこの先のどこかにワンピースがあるんだ
To be continued. Love you all. Take care all. Goodbye.